Good morning and welcome to the Morning Scoop for Thursday, August 27th. This is your daily Buckeye Fix. I'm Tom Orr. The effort to get answers from the Big Ten took another step yesterday when the Big Ten Parents United, a group of 11 parents associations from the 14 Big Ten schools, released a letter to the Big Ten on Thursday. Amanda Babb is the president of the Football Parents Association of Ohio State and the stepmother of OSU wide receiver Cameron Babb. Amanda, thank you for joining us. What is the Big Ten Parents United asking of the conference right now?
We have three main things. We're asking for transparency, better communication, and what is the plan moving forward. So we're still not satisfied with what happened as far as postponing or canceling the fall season. And so we want to know, what was that process? How did people vote? How did they come to the conclusion to cancel? And then how are they going to communicate moving forward? And then also, what is the plan moving forward? So those are the three things we're really asking for.
There was a protest at the league office last week. A number of Ohio State football parents took part. And as far as I'm aware, the league has not gotten back to you guys about anything. There's been no response from the league. Has there been anything back from the league since that happened last Friday?
No, nothing. I think everyone saw the one response that we got back from Kevin Warren, and he sent that out via Twitter. But other than that, we have not heard anything from anybody from the Big Ten office or any of the presidents from the varying schools.
Okay, so there was a new letter on Wednesday that came out, and now Saturday is sort of the next big thing for the Ohio State football parents. Another protest planned, this time at Ohio Stadium, 11 a.m. And the last one was sort of just football parents at the Big Ten office. Who are you guys inviting to participate in this one this weekend?
We're inviting all of the general public, Ohio State fall sports. I've talked to some of the baseball parents of Ohio State, as well as some of the volleyball parents. So really, it's just everybody that was affected, including the fans. We are not advising students to go because of some of the restrictions that they have put on, and we don't want to get anybody suspended for attending a large protest. But for the regular fans from Columbus, anybody, any sports parents, anybody that wants to attend because they are upset because of what had happened with the Big Ten, and they're looking for more transparency and communication, come out and continue to fight for our transparency.
Okay, so yes on the public, and no on students, or not recommending students because of those.
Not recommending students. I mean, I can't force students not to go, but because of what Ohio State has asked, that we are not recommending that students attend. Yes.
Yeah, that has been a recurring theme this fall. You can't necessarily make students do anything that they that they don't want to do.
Correct.
Do you guys have anything specific planned for the protest? Are there speakers or specific messages you want to get out to the league?
Yeah, we will have, some of our board members will be there. Randy Wade should be there, and it's really our three main topics that we keep bringing up: transparency that we would like from the Big Ten, better communication from the Big Ten, and then what is the plan? And I think that's not just for football, right? That encompasses all sports. If we think about going into basketball and going into some of our winter sports, I don't know that a plan has been laid out for them as well. So, I really think that for any of the athletics in the Big Ten, we need some better communication and some more transparency around what their plan is moving forward.
Yeah, that's a point that I think has gotten lost with a lot of people is, people think of this as just a football thing because that football is the sport that everyone's thinking about. But at that Big Ten protest in Rosemont last week, there was an Illinois tennis parent. Tennis is every bit as involved
there, right.
as.
Yeah. It's not just football. So.
Yep. Now, you guys have obviously not been happy with the response from the league. Has the Parents Association been happy with the support you've gotten from Ryan Day and Gene Smith and the rest of the Ohio State administration?
Absolutely. Coach Day has been having multiple Zoom calls. He's informed us every step of the way about what their plans were, what's been the protocols. He's had doctors on the phone, on different Zoom calls. We have a phone call with Coach Day tomorrow. So he has been transparent every step of the way about what was going on with the football program. So I couldn't be more thankful or commend him for any hire for all of the transparency that we've gotten from that program.
Now, when you're talking to the doctors on those calls, is that just sort of general, this is why we think that our plan is going to be safe and work? Is it those kind of conversations with doctors?
Yeah, they'll lay out the plan, but at the same time, they open it up so we can ask questions that, parents might have about different things about the safety and the health of the players. And then the doctors have been available to answer those specific questions from parents on those Zoom calls. So it's been nice to have, that direct line with some of the Ohio State doctors. If I'm sure parents have concerns and parents have asked those questions in those Zoom calls and they've been given answers from those doctors.
So other than transparency and getting a few more answers on who voted how and all of that, what is the goal right now for your group? Is the goal to, if you guys had your choice, would the league be playing this fall? Is the goal, that's not viable, so maybe play
Yeah.
as early as possible next spring? What are you guys shooting for right now, and what have you guys heard about potential plans for that season, whenever
Right.
that is?
So ultimately, at the beginning of this whole kind of movement, the plan, we wanted to play in the fall, right? We wanted to be able to compete for a national championship, just like the ACC and the SEC and the Big 12. I think, unfortunately, at this time, there was a window to get that season reinstated, and I feel like that window has almost closed. We're almost at the end of August. College football is starting next weekend, to get players ready to get out there and compete. I just don't think that there's enough time for the rest of the fall. So really, it's really looking forward and getting our season in as quickly as possible, because ultimately you don't want to have two football seasons is going to be difficult in one year the way it is. And so um, getting that started as quickly as possible in January instead of later in the year, I think would be the best for the safety and the health of the players that have to have that recovery time. And 6 months, or March to April and then coming back in August, I don't think is enough recovery time for some of those players.
So that's basically the general idea that Ryan Day has put forth, where you start potentially January 1st or very early January,
Yeah.
and you're potentially
And then
starting
you're done by the
practice.
done
Yeah,
by the end of February, right? So then you can
yeah,
get ready for next season.
yeah. So you'd potentially be starting practice Thanksgiving or thereabouts, or early December probably.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That starting, they're still having voluntary workouts, and so some of the players are still working out right now. But that you would start those practices, around Thanksgiving when all of the students leave to go home. Then you would be there Thanksgiving and through December to get ready to start in January.
Now, you, as we mentioned off the top, are Cameron Babb stepmom. For those who are not familiar with Cameron's story, he has had some of the worst injury luck of just about anyone you can remember in Ohio State history. Had knee injuries in high school, multiple knee injuries since he's gotten to Ohio State. He was finally back on the field this summer, healthy. Ohio State, one of the first practices this summer, Ohio State released 8 or 10 pictures, and one of them was Cameron Babb going over the middle and going up in the air and catching a pass.
Yeah.
What did it mean to you to have him finally back on the field again? Like, what was that like for him, and what was that like for you as his family to see him out there and see him finally healthy and about ready to make a contribution this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was really exciting. For the past 2 years, we've watched, some of, Cameron Brown went to high school with Cameron here in St. Louis. And, it's been fun to watch all of the people that I've met, their parents and the kids, but really seeing Cameron out there and being on the Ohio State football page, as a parent, you get all choked up, and it was very exciting. And I think he was really happy to get out there. He's been eager to contribute, and he wants to be out there and be part of the team and contribute to the great Buckeye football program.
Yeah, there was, I think there was the idea put forth that Ohio State parents only really cared because because this looked like it could be a national championship caliber team, and that's why Ohio State football parents were fighting. But I mean, it sounds like to you it might just be more finally get to see him out on the field and let him do what he's been working so many years to do.
Well, and it's not just Cameron; it's some of the seniors, right? I'm friends with a lot of the senior parents, and nobody ever anticipated that when we walked off the field in Arizona last year, that might be the last time that you would see some of those parents, or that they would never get the chance to compete again. So, and it's the freshmen, it's everybody across the board that have worked so hard to get where they're at. I mean, Cameron has worked extremely hard, but so has everybody else on the football team, and just not giving them that chance to compete. It just didn't really seem fair, especially with all of the safety protocols that were put in place. And I felt like all of the players were really bought into, having that football season and showing that they were the best team out there. And it was just kind of pulled away from them for really no reason that we've been showing so far from the Big Ten office.
Now, we heard a lot about how difficult those initial conversations were when the Big Ten first made the decision to cancel the season, and Ryan Day and Gene Smith had to talk to the team about the fact that there was not going to be a fall 2020 season. What's the mindset of the players and the coaches right now? Or is that still really tough? Or are they, are they sort of starting to turn the corner and focus on whatever is next?
I think they're trying to, think about what's next and what's coming up and turn the corner. I'm at the beginning, everybody was a little frustrated and mad, but at this point in time, we just have to continue to look forward and get ready for what's coming up here, hopefully in January.
Well, and Amanda, can you let everyone know again how they can help support you guys on Saturday? When and where, and what they should bring, or whatever they would need for to be there to support you guys on Saturday.
Absolutely. We're really trying to, continue to put the pressure on. And so come out 11 o'clock at the shoe, bring signs. We need transparency. We need a communication. We need a plan. And we want to get as many people out there as possible that want to support what we're fighting for. And that's that transparency from the Big Ten. So we look forward to seeing everybody out there on Saturday.
Well, Amanda, thank you for joining us. We will have full coverage of that protest at BuckeyeScoop.com. We are also headed into the first weekend of high school football in the state, and we'll have a ton of coverage of some of the biggest players and programs in the state for you this week. So Amanda shook her head there just for a second, and yep, I understand why. I get it. We have great content available for free outside the paywall every day, and then even more incredible stuff, including staff chats and insider reports on our Ask the Insiders board. That's all at BuckeyeScoop.com. You can also find all of our podcasts by searching Buckeye Scoop on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, or your podcast platform of choice. While you're there, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great day. We will talk to you tomorrow.